If the union said there was a problem and they had expressed it in the past, how do you let something get to finalized production? It didn't sound like it was like, oh, we got 3 guys complaining. Like every player we've talked to has said there's a problem. The MLB Players Association, aka the union, sent out a memo on fixes that they're making to the uniforms. You saw this last night on FT, shouting out ESPN for breaking the story. MLB plans to modify the uniforms to feature larger lettering on the back, less visible sweat, and fix the see-through pants, among other changes. Obviously, we're sending out a tweet. And the changes will come into effect by the beginning of 2025 at the latest. Also, the mismatched gray tops, they're going to work on that for us. That's nice of them. The seams and also just the customization of the pants, that has been a big problem that many players have complained about in terms of actually fitting, which is a huge thing. And then here's the PA on the memo. There were a lot of good quotes, but here's one. At its core, what has happened here is that Nike was innovating something that didn't need to be innovated. I don't know if it's groundbreaking, but it's pretty interesting to see, a group of players union and players, right, calling out a big sponsor. I don't think it's their sponsor. As far as I know, it's the MLB sponsor. That's where there's some differences here. They have a 10-year, $1 billion deal, but they messed up. And finally, we're getting some clarity on when it's going to be fixed.
Yeah, but next year.
Yeah. So,
but here's so like the sweating thing is funny. I hadn't really noticed it because it's been kind of cold. But the last couple of games, like especially the grays, it's like, whoa. Like he's wearing a black jersey and gray pants, and like the pitcher has, who was it? I was watching the Dodger game, and they showed Lux playing second base in like the 9th inning, and his shirt was like the color of mine, even though it was supposed to be gray because of the sweat, and then his pants you're like, whoa, wait a minute, it was never.
Have you seen Rodon? You've seen
Rodon.
Some of the guys.
It's always in the gray. Obviously, the sweat doesn't come through, but in the gray, it's like, whoa!
It stands out, and it's April.
Rodon's that was big. He was punching tickets, but that was some serious sweat stains. Like, that's what you tried to cover up in high school. Armpit sweat stains.
That's not a sweat stain. That's sweat flooding.
That's just...
But that's not
so noticeable.
It's a bad uni. It's just a bad uni. They messed up. They should have said this a while ago. And clarity is king. Just tell us what's going on and say it's going to get fixed, and people will start to feel better. We didn't get that. This was only from the union, and they didn't send this out as a press release. They send this to their players. Otherwise, we still weren't getting much clarity here. But I'll give you a little more from the memo. We recognize that for the players, this has taken too long and was entirely avoidable. This has been entirely a Nike issue. At its core, what has happened here is that Nike was innovating something that didn't need to be innovated. And they said, our hope is that moving forward, Nike will take a similar approach. As many of you know, concern with Nike changes is not new. We cautioned Nike against various changes when they previewed them in 2022, particularly regarding pants. MLB had been and has been aware of our concerns as well. Unfortunately, until recently, Nike's position has essentially boiled down to nothing to see here. Players will need to adjust. That's pretty strong.
I don't get players will need to adjust. Like they'll need to adjust. Like go to a store and you can't find a pair of pants, and yet you still have to wear those pair of pants that don't fit you a certain way. We're not even talking about like your own style. Like we're talking about the fact that baseball players are built different. Like not everybody's got a Baduka dunk. Some dudes have skinny legs. Not everybody wants to wear their pants the exact same way. I don't know. It seems like an arrogant thing to say, but I guess when you got that kind of cash-heesh into a program, you're kind of saying what you want to say.
I'm going to say something pretty obvious here, but it gets lost sometimes. There are 2 stakeholders in the game, essentially. You have the owner side and the player side. At least in some places, you need to be partners. And especially in a spot where the players are wearing the uniforms and they are showing off the league and what should be nice uniforms, you want them to be extremely happy because they are essentially promoting something for you that is a multi-billion-dollar business in uniform sales. Plus, you just don't want it to look like amateur hour. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're your partners. If the union said there was a problem and they had expressed it in the past, how do you let something get to finalized production? It didn't sound like it was like, oh, we got 3 guys complaining. Like, every player we've talked to has said there's a problem. Not one player has said, nope, everything's perfect. What they just did is better. Nobody has said that on the player side. Not one. So what are we doing?
Maybe some of the Nike contract guys did.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't spoken to them, but behind the scenes, no. You're saying in that like commercial where they're like, everything's amazing.
Yeah, but we had a conversation with Tony Clark.
Yeah, and he said it was messed up.
He said one of the big great perks of being in the major leagues is you get great uniforms. And he's like, we need to work on it. Now they listen, as soon as this got out, I'm sure, listen, I was a Nike guy my entire career. Like, I'm sure Nike was like, holy crap, what do we do? And then I guarantee you, they were like, this is really bad. This is really bad. You know, and then of course the Nike guys, some of the big Nike guys are going to be like, yeah, they're great. They're great because, I mean, they're being paid a lot of money by Nike.
Yep.
And I don't know. It's funny to me that Fanatics is getting no blame from the PA. Now, I don't know if the PA and Fanatics have a deal, but
yeah, that there was some posts about that and how much money they get from them for licensing, but also you get money for trading card licensing. So there's more to it. But they were very firm on one place taking all of the blame. I would love to hear from others. Like, I would love to hear from Nike. Like, do they feel like they deserve all the blame? Does MLB think they deserve all the blame? We only have
need
one
to turn this
group.
Into a pissing match, though. You're right. There's a few things that they need to agree with on, and this is one of them. Hey, we need to be able to get the uniforms right, guys.
Yeah, but somebody has to take accountability because you got to fix it, right?
Well, we know one side's never takes accountability.
Correct. That's my point. If you don't take accountability, how are you solving this problem by 2025? Like, what if we run into another issue? Are they going to, whoever messed up needs to be in constant communication with the upset party to fix it.
My question would be, Nike does all the other sports uniforms. Have they had issues with the other sports uniforms, or is this a baseball specific issue? Because I haven't heard anything about the other sports.
Well, yeah, but they're different. I mean, they're different materials, different everything. Baseball is very specific. Basketball has different materials, right? You know, you're expected to sweat in basketball. You know, most of the basketball ones are really dark colors or white. It's not a lot of like light gray like baseball. And then
but basketball wouldn't get like, they wouldn't be like, hey, you guys all have to wear long shorts. Nobody can have short shorts. You cannot custom the length of your shorts. Everybody has to. You're going to have your waist size and everybody has the same leg lengths. So to me, I'd like to know if other sports have had the issue or if they're just.
No, NFL would cover it. NFL, NBA would cover it to make sure it was good, right? I mean, hockey is, I think, Adidas, so we don't have to worry about it. They're not under the same belt. But, you know, listen, I mean, they're just different. And baseball is very specific, but I don't know. Let's try to get it right. That's all we want.
Yep.
And as soon as possible. Sooner the better.
2025-ish.
2025-ish?
Ish.
Beginning, too. Not like before the season starts. Beginning of 2025.
Hey, but we're getting we're starting to get City Connects in now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost May, so I mean, now teams are finally getting their City Connects in.
Are you saying this with sarcasm?
I saw the Rays new ones; those are cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
Those are good for this suit the Rays. But what I'm saying is, like, the Rangers got to wear theirs for the first time. The Mets, the Mets got theirs before some of the Cardinals finally got to wear their blue uniforms. The Blue Jays got to wear their blue uniforms.
Back order was not included in this memo, but should have been. I mean, it's a less important issue because that's a styling thing. Hey, you have a uni, you have a uni. But I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but like, I don't understand why all of a sudden we can't.
It looks so amateur to have mistakes like this. It does.
Yes. It's like the season snuck up on them. It's not like, I'm not sure when the season's going to start. They were talking about this back in 2022, making these changes. We're in 2024. Come on, man.
I agree. So stay tuned. We'll see if anyone else speaks out about it. But I want to finish on a positive note. We are getting changes. At least we didn't get, this is what it is, deal with it.
No, they couldn't do that. There was too many complaints.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.